Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam Cardinal, Cardinal and Company team. We're here for a special episode of Your Guy NRI Real Estate Insights with Adam Cardinal, and we're here with Ian Aubourg. Did I say it right?
That's correct.
Oh, I did it. Like Don La Riviere is another one I mess up. He's a home inspector. I mess up his last name all the time.
You just did it now.
I know. I'll do it again. Don, I'll do it again. So we wanted to have Ian come on with this special episode because we got a whole new game changer. Agents, if you're watching, agents, stay in touch with this video. Watch to the end, or if you listen on the podcast, wait till like the second half. Great stuff for you on how you can get your sellers off the fence and help them. This is really cool, groundbreaking stuff. But first, let's learn about you.
Sure.
So where did you start? So you're from Rhode Island.
I am from Rhode Island. Yep, born and bred. I've been in the mortgage industry this year. I think it's 21, maybe 22 years.
And you're still functioning.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know how. It's exhausting, this industry. Yeah, I've been doing it 21 years and have had a pretty good career. I was fortunate to build one of the larger lenders in New England. We started that with 5 people, and by the time we left, it was one of the largest lenders in New England, and that was really predicated on me being maybe a little bit of a mad scientist and trying to look for the solves for the industry. And so with that company, we actually brought to New England, we brought upfront underwriting, which did not exist at the time. Now, that's a pretty common thing in the industry now, right? Everybody knows upfront underwriting. It's a better quality, better caliber pre-approval. A lot of people don't know this. We're the ones that brought that to New England. It really didn't exist at the time. That was back in 2015, and we are innovating again.
Yeah. That is absolutely awesome. So what is this, the new company that you brought? So you have success in multiple past companies. You've created stuff ground up.
Yeah.
This one you've teamed up, right, with something that already existed, bringing this into Rhode Island, or did you help put this whole thing together? Yeah,
so we kind of structured our own iteration of it. The parent company is named AnnieMac. I run a group called the
AnnieMac and Cheese. They sell that at Whole Foods.
AnnieMac Mortgage. I actually really like the name because it reminds people of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Sallie Mae, things like that. So I like the name of the company, but we have a very specific division of that company, essentially a subsidiary of, called the Momentum Group.
Okay.
So that's what we're building. We're going to be building it all up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So the things that we want to talk about here, there's obviously all the normal stuff that a lender can do, right? But there are specialty products here. So there's 2 of them. We're going to talk about them separately. There's the cash to keys, cash offer, and then later we're going to talk about the cash to keys, buy now, sell later. That you want to stay tuned for sellers and agents. You want to stay tuned for that section too. So what is an AnnieMac cash to, not cash for keys, it's a whole different thing.
Not the old federal program, no.
No.
Cash to keys. Yeah.
Cash to keys. What's a cash to keys offer?
So cash to keys is kind of the overarching name for a subsidiary company that AnnieMac has called AnnieMac Private Equity. So AnnieMac Private Equity was established to create these 2 products, essentially trying to solve the largest conundrums that we have in the industry, right? So inventory is one of our biggest challenges.
Yes.
I can't help solve for inventory.
You don't want to just start building developments, this whole new thing?
I don't have that kind of energy.
You can just build a quick 1,000 units to solve everybody's problem.
I'm too lazy for that. I'd rather just solve for what we have in front of us and try to help our folks win more deals. We'll give you some of the stats later, but effectively what this is backed by AnnieMac Private Equity. We are able to allow customers to actually become cash buyers. So for the prospective seller, their offer goes to the top of the heap because it is effectively a guarantee for that customer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So why are cash offers better? When you're competing out there and there's multiple offer situation, which we're seeing, which we've been in for 2 or 3 years, why is cash king?
Cash is king if you're a prospective seller, put yourself in their shoes, right? If somebody's making an offer on their property, they could be nervous that the deal could fall apart. Because there is a mortgage contingency. There are things that can happen in the mortgage process that it's not a guaranteed closing. What we're actually doing here is making this effectively better than even a cash offer. A cash offer is king because there are no contingencies for the prospective seller, meaning the deal's not likely to fall apart. They know that they've agreed upon these terms, this price. They know within reason that that loan is going to close and have more confidence in that if it's cash. In our product, we're actually helping our customers get a step ahead of cash because it's an actual guarantee. So now the seller is seeing, no matter what happens with the loan, you figure somebody that's offering cash on a property, let's say it's an individual, and they're offering cash on this property, they could still theoretically back out of the deal. They could decide, you know what, this isn't for me, they want to back out of the deal.
They could walk and leave the deposit behind and just be like, see ya. Yep.
So in this scenario, and what we're doing is we're actually attaching as an addendum to the offer for our customer, we're attaching an addendum with proof of funds from AnnieMac Private Equity, showing the seller that we have many, many millions of dollars in the bank.
Yep.
That's our proof of funds. And that we're actually guaranteeing the closing. Meaning, we said we were going to close on August 30th at this agreed upon price. It is irrelevant what happens on the loan with the individual customer. Come hell or high water, we are going to buy that property.
Yep. That's phenomenal.
And that's how we're starting to win. So what we're seeing on a national level right now is 8.6, I think is the actual number. So it's 8.6 offers per pre-approval nationally. So that's how many times a customer and their realtor, right? The realtor has to go along with them and show them all these different properties.
Yep.
I'm sure you've been through it.
Yes.
8.6 is the national stat that shows that they had to submit offers on 8.6 properties before they either won a property or gave up.
Yeah.
The problem and what we're seeing in the industry right now is a lot more people are giving up. Right, we don't want that. So with Cash to Keys, this has been in a beta test for about a year and a half. We are now ready to roll this out full bore, where we think we can convert 40 to 50% of our pre-approvals into cash offers. The benefit for the customer and the realtor alike, it's 1.4 when you have a Cash to Keys offer.
Yeah.
Goes from 8.6 houses that they had to look at and put offers in and lose over and over again to 1.4 with Cash to Keys.
So the numbers are going to stagger you, what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So you're saying it takes 8.6 offers
Nationally, yeah.
nationally to get that accepted.
Correct.
When you put in one offer, on average, for me to put in one offer, I'm showing 10 to 12 properties before they're actually putting in that one offer. So if there's 8 offers they're submitting, times that by 10, they're probably looking at 80 houses before they're even putting in those 8 offers.
Crazy.
So those hours are insane. I mean, between the scheduling, going there, driving there, being there, follow-up, reports, comps, everything else, it's probably at least, an hour and a half per house.
Yeah.
It's like 80 houses. That's 80 hours worth of work, 80 to 100 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
And to have them do, see ya, you lose. So let's cut that down to a 1.4, you said?
1.4 on average, and again, it's not a small sample size. We're in the beta test.
It's national.
We're now at over 1,000 loans
Yep.
that we have put through this process. So it's not a small sample size. It is 1.4
Yeah.
when we have this addendum that we show the seller.
And I got to tell you, I'm working with cash investors and doing what I've been doing for way longer than most people would realize. Pretty much every time I've submitted a cash offer for a cash investor, we get it. We get it because it is no other contingencies. But I want to ask that. So if if Mr. and Mrs. Buyer are gonna buy this home and they're coming in with this program, would we still have to have an appraisal contingency?
We can do some work in the background on this, and we can get a BPO, we can get an AVM. There's also scenarios in which there's an appraisal waiver if they're doing a Fannie or a Freddie product, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. So there's a lot of scenarios under which, yes, we can waive the appraisal contingency. In all scenarios, we can waive the mortgage contingency. Yep. In the other product that we're going to talk about, we can also waive the Hubbard clause. There's no need for that. In the other product that we have, we'll get to that in a minute.
Stay tuned. Waiving a Hubbard clause.
Yeah, entirely.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, this is part of the innovation, and this is, again, the mad scientist in me looking for how do we solve for what the issues are in the industry. There are a lot of iterations of these quote-unquote cash offers in the market. There are some very large players that offer it. Here's the challenge. They're not using it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a standalone private equity company that is actually funding it on a regular basis. That is more marketing in most of these companies than it is here, where we want to be able to convert 40 to 50% of live customers into a real cash deal that becomes a guarantee for the seller.
This literally could assist in fanning the flames of real estate sales, getting this up and going, where it's been pretty stagnant. But right now, when we're recording this, there's been an average of 900 to maybe 1,100 single-family homes in the state of Rhode Island up for sale at any given one time. That normal market is 5,000 to 6,000, so we're way low. But if people can come in and do this, they'll have especially with the second option, we're going to talk to buy now, sell later, where sellers can now buy something, put their house on the market. It'll start that ball rolling. It's going to be crazy.
Literally this morning, before I came to sit with you, literally this morning we had a cash to keys offer that was accepted over 27 other offers. There were 27 offers on this property. I think 3 of them were cash offers. And our customer, our realtor, our loan officer won that deal.
Yeah.
And those are the stories we're going to keep telling.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So what's the catch? What do I have to pay for this cash to keys?
Yeah, so again, there are some other iterations of this in the industry. There are charges to the customer up front, so there's a little bit of a barrier of entry, and why other companies aren't using it more frequently. Again, they don't have the standalone private equity company. Our objective with the private equity company is not to make money on it. In fact, I think
It's to facilitate.
It's to facilitate more transactions for the people with whom we are partnered. So the owner of the company, I think, takes a little bit of pride in the fact that we're losing money on AnnieMac private equity, and he's okay with it. He loves it because it's making the mortgage company and our partners more money, and that really is the entire intent behind it. So there are charges for the customer up front. It's essentially an additional EMD, if you want to think of it that way, an earnest money deposit. So there is an additional EMD that you have to pay up front, but that is directly correlated to the down payment that they needed to put anyway, so that money is refunded back to them at closing. If the customer decides of their own volition to back out of the deal, there is going to be a charge. But in again, not a small sample size anymore, in over 99% of cases, there is zero cost to the customer to be able to use cash to keys.
That's amazing. This is awesome. So what does the offer process look like? Is it, obviously you get the pre-approval or proof of funds, and then the realtor just takes the ball and rolls, and it's a normal offering process, right? Any other changes or things that we have to be aware of during that?
No, it's
process?
it's a standard pre-approval process for the most part. There's some things going on in the background that the customer and the realtor really don't need to know and aren't involved in. There's an additional layer of underwriting that happens with AnnieMac private equity specifically. So they're underwriting it essentially as a second layer review for that customer once that is done, and that takes 48 to 72 hours, just as an FYI. 48 to 72 hours.
Oh, you just can't be. You can't be. Oh, I'm going to sign up for this mortgage company. Oh yeah, I'm approved for $18 million. Hey, look at this. Look at this. I'm approved for 18. Hey, honey. I'm approved for $1,800 million. I just put in that I make more money than anyone alive, and look what they're going to give us.
We are making damn sure that they actually qualify, and that this loan, this pre-approval that we're providing is rock solid.
So let me address this. A lot of times buyers come in and they're like, they keep asking me for all these documents. Like, I got to send this, I got to send that, I got to send another bank statement, all this stuff. It's for your own good. Because yes, you can go online and you can fill out a form and they will kick out a pre-approval that's not worth the paper it's written on. Like, honestly, take that and go like this. It's gone. It's garbage. It's nothing but kindling. You need to do the due diligence, which your company does. You need to vet the income, check the credit scores. You have to do all that background to make sure you have a solid offer, because you don't want to invest your time, money, and energy into this property and into this process to have it ripped out from under you at the last minute because somebody didn't do their due diligence. And I appreciate that your company does that to a good extent.
Yeah, and the truth is we're acting in the best interest of the customer and, frankly, the realtor, right? That extra work, so we want everybody, we want the realtors to support this process, because the truth is we're going to make you more money. We are going to allow our customers, our realtor partners, our loan officers to capture more market share, because with cash to keys, we're more likely to win.
Yeah.
And so that extra work is 100% worth it for everyone. Frankly, it's not that dissimilar from a regular standard pre-approval that a customer would go through. Just some couple of extra steps that we do in the background to assure everybody this is rock solid and this is a guarantee.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Well, it is believable. You're doing it. This is awesome. What about the rates? What's the difference? Are there different rates with this cash to keys program? What are they looking at here?
I get that question a lot. The answer is absolutely not. There's no difference in the rate. It is standard financing. Our rates are the way that we've set our margins. We want to be super competitive. So the rates are going to be what they would be with any other type of product. The overview for the customer is, again, we're not trying to make money on this. We're just trying to help you win.
Yeah.
That's the objective.
I love that. Absolutely love that. All right. Now we're going to go on to buy now, sell later. Get ready to have your minds blown. This is going to be crazy stuff. All right, so now we're going into Cash to Keys, the other program, the buy now, sell later. And that's exactly what it means. You can buy a house. You have a house already existing. It's right here. Typically, we would have to sell this, find you a new home, transfer the equity from this one into this one, simultaneously close on the same day. The amount of precision that takes to orchestrate is insane. It's daunting. We do it all the time for people, but it is stressful. This will eliminate that stress. So what is this buy now, sell later program?
So the overview, and again, going back to the mad scientist approach, trying to figure out what are the problems in the industry. So we know that inventory is an issue. I can't solve for the inventory challenges. What I can do is help us win more of the available inventory that's out there with the cash offer. The other major issue in the industry right now are sellers who might be on the fence. Now, there's a large swath of people that genuinely don't want to sell their home because they've got this really great rate and maybe the math doesn't work for them to go buy. But the truth is, there are a lot of people on the fence, up to and including my wife and I. A year and a half ago, we had this exact conversation. I didn't want to list the house because I might sell the house in 72 hours.
Yeah.
But it might take me 6 months to find the next house that we really loved.
Absolutely.
So that is the problem for a lot of sellers, prospective sellers.
Yeah.
And that process that you described can be scary. It's like, well, I don't know how to do this. What this is effectively is a free bridge loan.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to explain it. But what we're allowing them to do is we qualify them for the cash offer. They have the existing home. We don't need you to sell it right now. Don't worry about it.
It doesn't affect your DTI on their.
Leave it where it is.
Approval.
You have equity in that home that you want to use for a down payment on another property. You do not need to sell that home right now. Don't worry about it. We've got it. What we're going to do is approve you for a cash offer. We're going to exclude the existing payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. We're going to exclude that from your debt ratio so that you can qualify for the new home. And we're going to give you also the equity in that property that you would have used as a down payment. We're going to allow you to use that so that you can focus on buying the next property first. Once you get that offer accepted with a cash offer, so again, you're more likely to win that bid on the new home, then we are going to rent you back at a per diem interest. Again, no intent to make money on this portion of it. We're going to rent that back to you while you take up to 6 months to sell the other property. What we're actually seeing 60% of the time right now is it does effectively end up happening the way that you always do it, where it ends up becoming a simultaneous close, absolutely no cost to the customer. It was easy for them. In the other scenario, what we've seen is a lot of customers are opting to have us buy the property so that they can take 3-4 weeks to move out of the other property. They can paint the new kitchen. They don't have to worry about coordinating moving schedules and bringing Uncle Vito in to help move everything. They can take their time, and frankly, all we're really charging them are the transfer taxes and a per diem rate, so it may cost them $1,500 to do that. $2,000 at the most. A lot of people are actually opting and doing it intentionally because it's a much nicer moving experience and a lot easier for them.
And it's a lot easier for the showings. A lot of people think, oh, I got to leave my house. I got to leave furniture in there. And the way things are now, empty your house, touch it up, paint it up. I mean, we have all kinds of contacts. So if you want to list with the Cardinal Company team, we got you. Go in, freshen everything up, then list the house when it's empty. And if you're worried about it being staged, we have the staging. We bring in the staging. We do virtual staging. They get the best of both worlds. I've done some of our open houses. We actually print out like a 2-foot by 3-foot poster of the virtually staged rooms and put them on easels in the empty rooms. And so you get the best of both worlds.
Very cool.
And you're not having to be stressed out because, especially when you end up with those domino effects, you got 2, 3, I've seen as many as 5 houses all have to close on the same day. One house screws up, the ones on the tail end are all dead.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen. So let's just get this cleared up. You're not buying the house they're living in now.
Correct. We are not buying the existing property. We are buying the new property for them. And once they've sold the old property, then they can take ownership of the new property. And in the meantime, we're just charging them a per diem rent to stay in the new property.
So there's basically, at that time, there's a second closing.
Correct.
Yeah, where your company sells it formally to the new clients.
Yep, and recording the deed and all that. Yep.
Yeah, it's super simple.
It's super simple. It makes everyone's life a lot easier. And if you are a prospective seller, I can promise you this is the easiest way to go about finding a new property. Don't worry about the existing property. The market that we are in right now,
Yeah.
that house is going to sell whenever you want it to sell,
Yes.
so long as it's reasonably priced.
If you hire me.
Now, if you hire Adam, one of the questions that we do get a lot on this is, so up front, we're giving the assessment on the valuation of your existing home so that you can use that equity as the down payment on the new property. I get this question a lot. So what happens if I go sell the other property and I now made more on it than the assertion that you gave?
You're going to keep it, right?
Yeah, we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
Is that okay? No, we give that 100% back to the client. Yeah. And that's we get that question quite a bit.
Yeah,
so all of this is going back to the seller.
Because right now, if you list any given property and it's listed at like 500, because the median price point in Rhode Island right now is like 489, so you list at 500, the chances are it's going to sell for 525, 530, 550. Again, depending on the agent who does really great marketing. So how do you determine the house that they're living in? How do you determine the value of that to get those numbers so you know what moving
to know what they can use as a down
Yeah.
payment. So we're doing either a broker's price opinion, a BPO, or we're doing something called an automated valuation model known as an AVM in our industry. So it's basically an online assessment of the value of the home, so long as there's enough there for them to be able to use 20% down payment or whatever, 10%, whatever they're doing in the program. That's how we're going to determine it up front so that they can buy the new property. But again, once they actually sell the home and it didn't sell for 500, it sold for 525, that additional 25,000 is going back in their bank.
What about second homes, condos? Like, who can actually use this program?
Second homes, condos are fine. Single family owner occupied, obviously. We can do it on all conventional financing up to including first time home buyers with as little as 3% down. The other major win for us is we can do VA loans.
Yep.
And coming from a Marine family that's important to me, we have a little bit of a challenge in the industry right now where, and it's been going on for too long, where their offers are really not getting accepted as high a percentage as others.
Yes.
This is a huge solve for veterans because we're giving the guarantee with cash to keys to that prospective seller. Getting their offer to the top of the list is really important to me. And we have a multitude of other proprietary products. Again, we've gotten really creative on trying to figure out what are the conundrums in the industry. How do we solve them?
Yep.
We have a rate relief product. We have a cash bridge product for people that don't necessarily want to take on a mortgage. We're thinking through this more holistically. How do we affect change in the industry dealing with what we have in front of us? And I think of all the companies that I know and I've met with and I talked to, this was the one who was thinking differently and really trying to innovate.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And for people that don't know, when VA, there's great programs for VA, like you were saying.
Unbelievable.
The issue is with agents who don't explain it right to their seller clients, especially when you're doing a zero money down benefit for a VA buyer. And it'd be, it's got to appraise for the whole thing and all this thing. Now this eliminates that. It's cash, it's done, and we should be honoring and helping those who live, breathe, and die for us all over the world. Absolutely. So we need to take care of our veterans 100%.
Yeah, we're particularly excited about that part of Cash to Keys. I mean, it's helping us win on all offers, or on a lot of offers.
That one hits close to home.
That one hits close to home. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we need to support these folks, and this helps them win more of the available inventory that's out there.
All right, so we have, next up, we have Faith coming up. She's going to be talking about agent marketing opportunities here. So agents, stay tuned. Anything you want to share in closing? Or
No, I'm excited for you guys to see a much prettier representation of AnnieMac Momentum Group.
Her beard's not as nice as
No, I mean, it needs a little work.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
You too, appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back with Faith in round 2 of Cash 2 Keys. All the info you need from AnnieMac. All right, hey, we are back. We're here with Faith. She's a regional marketing director for AnnieMac Momentum Group, and we're going to be talking about the value you guys can bring to agents, because lending is great, realtors are great, it's two great things that go great together. It's that Oreo, it's that peanut butter and chocolate, but a lot of lenders don't help. A lot of lenders have their hands out and they want to give me. But you actually come onto the front lines with us and you want to help us. You want to help us gain more business. You want us to help boost our client sales to get them into the houses they want. So let's go into this a little bit here. So you have a realtor toolkit. Tell me a little bit about this realtor toolkit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not only do we offer two great programs, buy now, sell later, and cash offer under, the AnnieMac Cash to Keys, you can become a certified agent, which is about a 10-minute quiz with like 12 questions that you need to answer to get certified. And upon certification, we will provide you with a toolkit, which comes with flyers, video scripts, marketing materials to put on social media, utilize through your CRM to help promote these two amazing products to your buyers to help spread the word. Because education really is key with this.
Absolutely.
With that comes marketing.
So what does that cost the agent?
So nothing at all, really. We're here to help you guys win more deals. And if you get certified, there's also another value add there where you can actually use your own title company. There's just another certification that the title company needs to go through to, be able to, be a title company with us to, for AnnieMac.
So that's really important because we have a lot of relationships that are already standing relationships, attorneys and closing agents that we all like and trust, and everyone's a little bit different. But knowing that we can get them on board also and keep that process smooth and streamlined, that's awesome.
Yep.
So what about this? You have some co-branding and marketing and tech stuff that you give out too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So when you partner with AnnieMac, whether you want to promote Cash to Keys or you want to promote any other product that we offer, we have a very strong tech stack of MBS Highway, list reports that our agents that we partner up with are able to utilize for co-branded marketing opportunities. We can get you landing pages for your listings. Our CRM offers the opportunity to co-brand on any campaign. We, have plenty of tools to help you leverage your business and grow your business.
And agents out there, especially my Home Smart family, my business family, squat, zero, right there. They're paying for it. You got to use it, and you use it, and everyone wins.
Absolutely.
Our clients win,
Yep.
You guys win, we win, and everyone, we're all celebrating together.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm sitting here with Adam at the Home Smart office. You can see that we are local and we are willing to travel all throughout New England to come help you guys do videos, host homebuyer seminars, and really just get the word out about what we have to offer. And it's a win-win for everybody.
So you mean you're not like one of those companies that have a logo that's just something that flies into space, and you're just calling a 1-800 number and you're not dealing with a different person every time?
Absolutely not. Ian, myself, we are always on the road. We're very face-to-face oriented people, and that personal connection means a lot to us. So, we're willing to go the extra mile for anybody who wants to not take a chance on us, but
It's not a chance.
No.
It's not like, hey, let me scratch a lottery ticket, see if this is going to be a winner. You got a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's here.
Absolutely.
So we talked about the Realtor Toolkit. We talked about the co-branding marketing, the certification, the home buyer seminars. You'll come in, you'll help with the home buyer seminars. In closing, why is it important for realtors to partner? What are you going to bring to the table? Obviously, the free marketing, all this amazing stuff, but give us some stats with success.
Absolutely. So, kind of just to reiterate what Ian said at the beginning of this, chat, the national average that, of offers on homes is currently 8.6. That means stress for realtors, stress for home buyers, stress for us. And with Cash to Keys, we can relieve that stress, relieve that heartache of losing deal after deal by reducing that number of offers to 1.4. And it kind of speaks for itself.
That's amazing.
It's,
Yeah, so it's 8.6 offers on average nationally that somebody has to go, here, I'm making an offer on a property. You have to do that 8.6 times before your offer is accepted. Versus if you do it with your product, you do this 1.4 times and nationally, those are the numbers, then the offer is accepted. And again, putting in 8 offers means you've probably showed 80 properties realistically.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of time, money, and energy that your company is helping us save.
Absolutely.
So,
and, you know, we're here to help you guys get the word out and, you know, just provide as much value as possible, because this product was solely created to help not only us win more deals, but you guys in turn win more deals. And, you know.
And to help the buyers
Yes,
and to help the
yes,
sellers.
yes.
This is an all-around win. It's W's all around.
Yep.
Right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Faith,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you've been watching a special episode of Your Guy NRI Real Estate Insights with Adam Cardinal. We'll see you next time.